Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Mada Miniatures, and today I'll be building some pallets. How you can see, I'm using a balsa wood for them, but they are for displaying pieces, like when you have them in garage or something. You can have your engine on the pallet or your spare wheels or some other pieces, and they are roughly up to the Hot Wheels scale. So first of all, you need a bit of balsa wood. This is definitely enough to build one pallet, and this is what, about 4mm thick balsa. So first thing first, you want to cut a block roughly about 3 to 4mm wide. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of problem with that because it's a tiny piece of balsa wood. But just cut it, and it's gonna be your thickness of the block. And then you want to cut some thin slivers of the same wood, which is gonna be your planks on top and on the bottom of the pallet. They don't have to be very thick. This probably is a little bit too thin. So let's just go again. And that's the problem when you work with your scraps. But yeah, you can cut those planks a bit thicker, and at the end of the day you're going to be sanding this anyway. So now that you have the block and the plank, first I need to clean up the end. Cut it into 3 centimeters long pieces. So you can see 3 centimeters. I'm just using my grit on the cutting mat, so I can see the 3 centimeters in here. And do the same with the plank. Yeah, just clean up the end if you have it flayed like mine, and just cut it to size. So 3 centimeters again. And I already have prepared all of the necessary pieces for 2 extra pallets, so I have enough in here. So then just put your pieces. If you have a cutting mat, it's gonna help you a lot, because you can just figure out the grid and outset them from the outside line about 1 to 1.5 millimeter, just to have the spare space later on. So now you have this little grid. You just grab your super glue and place some dots in the middle. And it's not like you can really go with a small amount, because it's a wood and needs a little bit more super glue. And then you grab your plank, in this case single one, and just place it in the middle. And hope that your fingers ain't gonna stick too much. And then just repeat it on this side with another plank. You need altogether 3 blocks and 8 planks for this. And one more over here. And I don't know if you can see, but my planks are all different thickness, and now just do exactly the same on the other side. And I don't care about the thickness of them, because at the end of the day you have to sand it to the proper shape and size, and the sanding gonna finish this uneven size. It's gonna fix the uneven sizes of the planks and your mistakes while gluing. So now we have 3x3. It looks like a very damaged pallet, but getting back to the first side, you can just fill up the gaps with extra 2 planks. And that's the pallet pretty much finished. Now what you have to do, just grab your file, and since it's balsa wood, it's very soft and very easy to work with. Just flatten it. And of course it's still sticking to my fingers because of the amount of super glue I used. And then the pillars have to be sand down as well, and the edges. And this way we have a new pallet. You can easily place an engine on it. But if you don't like a wood, you may go with plastic art. I have this plastic art squares, which are, what is this one? Let's say about 3 mils. Yeah, it's 3mm square. And I cut slivers of 1mm and 0.5 mm plastic art. So again, just grab your cutting utensil, whatever you're using here, and just measure 3 centimeters. Again, I'm just using my cutting mat, and I don't care exactly about, being 0.5 mm here or there. And the same with the plank, just grab a relatively thin piece of plastic art. This one was a bit too thick, this one is probably just fine. And again, just cut it to 3 centimeters. And again, I have prepared a few planks beforehand, and probably this is a bit easier for me, as again this is plastic art and I'm a bit better playing with plastic art. But on the other hand, I need to use up my balsa wood. So you just place it in the grid. I see that it is a little bit crooked, but really, who cares? Come on. And now you can place your planks, and it's gonna be like, I don't have to put the super glue or anything straight, because I can just use plastic glue. Although probably gluing this together would be simpler. Now just grab your, I have my super thin plastic glue. Just, oh, doesn't want to cooperate with me, I see, today. Oh, everything falling apart. Yep. So how it turned out, the wood was simpler. Come on. Sorry for having my finger in the way, but otherwise it would just move every time I touch it with the brush. Okay, I think that I have the first one fixed in the position. Alright. And now we can just attach the rest of them. Hopefully they ain't gonna be moving anymore. What's up with this brush? With the plastic glue, you have a little bit more time to adjust everything than with super glue. So if you screw it a little bit like me, you can adjust it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. Just one. And second. Third, and back to the first side. Again. In here could probably fit a bit more planks because I have my plastic art cut to about 3mm thick. Wide, I mean. I'm still happy with only 5 of them. Oh, get back. And there we go. Pallet pretty much done. Only thing you have to do with it is sand it a little bit, but just give the glue a couple of minutes to dry up. And now when you have this finished, you can go and grab yourself a pencil. Oh, this one is too dull. I have my sharper one. Come on. Okay, this is sharper. So just a pencil, and you can just start making the nail holes, just gently pressing against the balsa wood. And then the other side. This is just to give the pallets a little bit more of a texture and character. And yeah, and now you can just maybe, if you want to, you know, just deeper the original wood grain by just, you know, drawing with your pencil. I done this on the most of the pallets. They're gonna look a little bit more bit up. And you can grab your X-Acto knife and shave the edges of some of the planks. As we all know, most of the pallets aren't made out of perfect pieces of wood. They usually use the edges of the planks that wouldn't be used for anything better. so you can damage them a little bit. And this is the pretty much final product. Of course, you can paint it, like in Europe, most of the so-called Euro pallets are painted blue. Yeah, but I saw them painted red or being just, left alone. And the same with this, you have this very, how you say it, very sterile looking object. Yeah, it doesn't have much of a character, so you can just sand it down first, like I said. Oh, you can see that I just moved one of the planks by accident. And when it is fully dry, you can just grab your X-Acto knife and just scratch the wood grain into it. Or you may just leave it as is and have one of those what do you call it, prefab pallets that's slowly coming out, being made out of recycled materials. Again, the glue isn't holding yet. I'm just too anxious to finish it. And yeah, this one is done as well. So yeah, that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And please rate, comment, subscribe, and everyone, please, I hope that you have a lovely day. Take care.